All right, let's get back into it with Henry and Dahlia on a little field trip to the abyss.
Rock on.
You're standing on pedestal, you think. Just very, very, very large.
Is it black? Is it obsidian?
Of course it is.
Outstanding.
There is this, void around you. You see purple cracks of lightning once in a while and hear the booms. Apparently, Dahlia the Tempest is far away and above you.
Swirling. Yes, and she's raising her hands out. She's got her hands outstretched as though she's in command of the darkness and the elements here. Yeah.
I'm sure it looks real to Henry. Dahlia seems to feel right at home in this black void. You're standing on a pedestal with the squared, so each line or outside of the square has an archway.
And she's continuing to chant in Latin.
Two of the archways are, out. They're just the void behind. But the one you step through, you see back into the crypt through what looks like a mirror almost, or a window. And then there is another gate with a black room. You don't know if it's stone or something else, but it's almost as dark as where you are at the moment. So 4 gates, 2 open.
Okay. 4 gates, 2 open.
Yeah, on a pedestal in the abyss, with nothing around.
And none of those are like what we came through, right?
One of them.
Okay. And then there's the other one.
Yes.
What is that to? Is that the one we just... Did we have a hand in opening that, or is that already open?
It seems already opened. It's a very black room.
Is there any way... and I assume that there's pathways leading to it. It's because we're staying on a pedestal. I assume they're not just like floating there out in front of us.
Oh, they're on the outer line of the square on top of the pedestal. There's just an archway on each line on the outside.
Okay, I see. So it's a square, and the gateway, one gateway that's open is behind us.
Yes.
I assume she notices that Henry is there.
Yes.
And then the other one is in front of us or to the side?
Right in front.
Okay. And is there any way for her to see or tell, because she's got Oblivion sight and everything else, so is there any way for her to see or tell what's in there, or any kind of information about that at all?
Well, you see through it. Is that kind of... You notice it's like tar has been smeared on everything.
Of course, yeah. That's typical interior decorating around here. Yeah.
There is a sarcophagus, you think, or an altar, maybe both.
Okay.
2 wolves? No, they're too large to be wolves. Very, very big wolves are staring at you from the other side. It's like they're looking through the gate and see you as well.
Judging intentions, hostile.
They're not moving. They're just looking at you. Henry, you see all this as well in the other mirror.
Why did you come through, Dahlia?
She stops her Latin chanting for a moment, and she says, because obviously the doorway, and we need to come through. That's what you do with doorways.
Well, after you then. There's the doorway.
Right. But one does not immediately step through the doorway. One ascertains what's on the other side first.
Sarcophagus, possibly an altar, and those 2 very large shadow hounds.
That's correct. So since you can see them too, and you can see that they see us, would you like to parlay with them?
My studies don't go that far in communicating these sort. I'm happy to walk through first if that would save you any harm.
I don't know that necessarily that would. I just there are two of them and two of us. I'm wondering if they're reflections. Is my thought.
They look more like guardians.
Are we not guardians? Or
No.
consider for a moment that this might be a mirror image of ourselves.
Considered, they look like they're there to protect something. We don't protect things, do we?
I feel like we do. I feel like we. I mean, for example, we're protecting our home.
True.
And for example, we have sarcophagi in our home.
No, I can't fault your logic there.
So, shall we walk through together then?
I'm as I said, I'm more than happy to step through first to give you time to escape if need be.
That's very noble of you, Henry. I really appreciate that. So these wolves, they don't look hostile, or they do, or we can't tell.
They don't look nice. They're very, very large, and they have red eyes.
They look kind of upset.
They're not showing their teeth.
No.
They're being very attentive.
As to their nature, they don't seem to be normal, obviously, animals, correct? These are not normal wolves. These are shadow wolves or some sort of phantasmal, spectral shadow wolves, right?
You can do an occult if you want to.
That's what I would like to do. Yes.
There's no daylight in here. You have your full dice pool.
Outstanding. This would be wits and occult?
Or intelligence.
Let's go with wits.
Henry could help a little.
Okay.
Add an extra for Henry.
Plus Henry. All right. That's amazingly bad. I'm going to re-roll. That's not much better, but it's better than what I did. So 2 successes.
You're not sure what they are. They're definitely tied to this place, like you are.
Extraplanar creatures. Yeah.
But it's not. They're not kindred.
Well, Henry, they look like they belong here. Let's find out what they want. Go
Henry
on.
steps through.
You both enter a large rectangular room made of stone. There are 6 pillars in here, and 6 unknown symbols on the wall, kind of spread out. And
Do they look anything like symbols in our own house? Do they? Is my mirror reflection theory holding up here?
They are nothing like the ones you have.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
You see a small staircase leading up and out of the room, and at the top of the stairs, you see a woman. She has white hair, pale as ice, crystal blue eyes, and she's wearing black robes. She holds a finger to her lips and gently waves you over.
Dahlia walks
Move
forward.
on
She
up.
seems very polite.
Once you exit the crypt, there seems to be no door or anything, but you enter what looks like to be an infested tomb. The sarcophagus in the middle is being used as some kind of altar. The altar has 10 silver coins embedded into the stone. And on top of the altar is a large grey tome and a red sword sheath. There are 2, the black wolves and 4 shadowy wraith kind of things with red eyes. Dahlia, you think more spectre than wraith here.
I see.
Or demon, perhaps. But the woman is just standing here, smiling. Not the most warm smile, but seems friendly enough. Now we can talk. We cannot talk down in the crypt.
Naturally. Formalities, introductions.
I am Nemesis.
Hello there. I am Dahlia.
Henry,
or at least
good
my
to meet
friends
you.
know me as Dahlia. This here is Henry. Introduce yourself.
Henry, pleased to meet you.
He's a bit shy.
She looks at you both, and I need you to do a composure and resolve. Composure and resolve. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. That was much better.
Oops. Well, I got a critical and 5 successes. Bit messy, though.
Dahlia, unlike Henry, is maintaining her composure without any problem.
Both have high successes, and Henry, the only thing you feel is you'd be saying she's scanning you.
You're being scanned.
And you feel a strange thing. You feel hate and kinship. She looks at you, Henry, for a bit more longer than Dahlia, and says, "Cousin?"
Cousin.
She nods. You have confused me. No one has ever walked out of a gate before. Not before going in, if you get my meaning. And you didn't get in here, so.
You've obviously never met us before.
No.
Me specifically. Because apparently you two are cousins.
There's an ancestor somewhere.
There usually is. Nemesis, darling. We've come to seek your assistance, help, knowledge. I'm a bit of a specialist in this sort of environment. These abyssal matters. Something of a
Good.
an expert, as it were.
Good. I thought you just kind of blundered through this thing by accident. And
No, absolutely not. This was all entirely by design. In fact, we wouldn't have even been here were it not for the fact that I know exactly what I'm doing.
Do you know where it led?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Yes. In fact, establishing pathways to this particular realm is something of a specialty of mine.
She looks at both of you. Well, you must be capable to have achieved such a feat.
We are. I am.
But, of course you know this, but I just feel amiss if I didn't tell you. You're in Copenhagen. I don't know where you come from, but this is not the Abyss.
Oh, we were just in there. I'm sorry. Miscommunication. We were...
I know where you came out.
Right.
But usually, it's never happened. We have people go in from here and then come back. But that means one or more is active on the pedestal. Which means I can come visit you.
Indeed.
Fantastic.
Indeed. But before we get to that, are you sure you're going to be okay going through the doors and everything? You said you haven't done this before.
Oh, I've done it.
Oh, okay.
I'm made of this, my dear.
Are you
like
then aware where we are from?
Southern Europe, but you lived in America for a while?
It's a good guess. And the accent gave me away.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Can I just ask why you couldn't speak in your crypt?
We're not allowed to speak in the crypt.
And who created that rule?
We did. The horsemen.
For what purpose?
Protect the gates.
What? How would you protect the gates by having no one speak?
It's a hard-acquired rule. Turns out that those gates might not always be open, but there's always a chance that someone is listening from the other side.
Makes sense. And have you been across to the New World?
No, fortunately not. Just across the pond and a bit back and forth. I'm from London originally, but... So, you have gates. You figured out how to use them. Is there more than one?
Of course there is. Would you like to know how many more?
I assume 6. You only have 4.
You're not wrong.
You have your composure 5, so right now you can lie as much as you want.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a good enough guess, I suppose. Yeah. You seem very knowledgeable about it all.
Been my unlife study.
Are you
Studying
aware
these
of-
gates.
Yes. Trying to open one permanently.
That would be nice. Are you aware of someone by the name of, is it Renosha?
Oh, yes. Well, and Nemesis. Ramnosha is just another name. She is our great-grandsire.
That would make sense.
Well, she's lurking inside of him occasionally.
She would only do that to help if she felt like special people were in danger.
Why would she want us to open a gate?
I assumed you were in some kind of peril, or there's some answers for you to find here. I know she had a plan. Maybe it was just for Henry and me to meet. But who knows? Something to prey on.
Nemesis, you're not being very helpful.
I wish I could be, but of course, if you really, really want me to be helpful, that will cost you a boon.
No. I don't operate in Copenhagen, as you already know. Okay, I cross between worlds. All right, so let's just be clear here.
But we share a door.
Indeed, and it's a door I walk through from somewhere else. So domains and boons and all that stuff doesn't really apply. I'm more of just a guest here, one that should be treated as such, and not subject to normal tediousness of boons. And so what I want to tell you is that we brought everything here to you, the knowledge, the fact that it's possible. Henry helped with Renosha's help. And so what I want to say to you is that what are you bringing to us besides treating us rather rudely with the mention of boons? I mean, we brought all of this to you, and it feels like you're in our debt now.
She looks down into the crypt. Well, I can get you home, for starters. And when you look down, the gate is no longer open.
Well, now see, that would be helpful. That's what I'm talking about. And furthermore, to facilitate us both, right, to work together as friends across the the seas of time and space would and do, just like Henry here helped, all right, in his own special way. I think that you and I could share some knowledge, and together could really make something useful out of these gates.
Well, know how to open them, but I have no reason to cross them.
Yes. And should you need a reason, wouldn't you like to know how to do that?
I know how to do that. You need the right ingredients. Something that belongs to the other side.
Which we apparently had.
Tear of a Fallen opens to the abyss where they originate from. So your other gates would have something similar to whatever world it leads to.
Particular gate was opened. Now, why would that be?
The Tear of a Fallen points again to Henry.
Wait a minute. He's a fallen?
No, he has a connection to the abyss, much like yourself.
Henry, are you keeping secrets again?
Ask and you will be answered.
Are you possessed, Henry?
No.
Okay, you have the Tear of the Fallen.
I can draw from the abyss just like yourself, Miss Dahlia.
Why did we open a gate to Copenhagen here?
Nemesis has said that the tear opens the gate to this gate.
I don't know why Copenhagen is so special here, but okay.
There are 4 gates on the pedestal, yes?
Mm-hmm.
One is to Rumnorshire in Greece. The other one somewhere in Mexico. And then you have one somewhere in Northern America on the East Coast, I believe.
That would be us.
And then you have Copenhagen. The 4 gates on the pedestal.
It's all becoming clear now.
But those 2 have not been opened from the other side, and yours hadn't until now, so.
But thanks to me, it is now open.
It is.
Henry would be nodding in agreement with Dahlia's claims.
Let us agree to help each other, Nemesis.
Well,
we have 2 doorways.
I'll help you. He looks at Henry. I have a feeling we have mutual goals.
Yes. I think we do too. And we can benefit from having doorways opened, and
we will benefit as we are currently trapped.
Well, yes. Don't be crass about it, Henry. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Dahlia. Sorry.
No. But yes, having this pathway, and the potential to open other doors together, I think is a useful bit of knowledge, don't you? You couldn't do it on your own, is what I'm saying. But together, we could potentially unlock the other 2 doors and make this even more useful for ourselves. Agreed? Nemesis?
Well, I'm all in.
Excellent. So let's open this gateway, and together we can go ahead and explore this matter further.
I can get you home.
Exactly.
And I'll come visit you.
Exactly.
Do you want to go home now, or you want to wait here a bit? It's going to be daytime by the time you get back to America. We're 6 hours ahead, so it's night here, but once you actually go back, it's going to be daytime.
No, we don't want to come.
Danger.
We don't want to go back during daytime. is what Henry's trying to say.
But what about the coterie?
Well,
They're
they'll
under
be okay.
threat.
They've got the Guardian. It'll be fine.
Okay, as you say, as you say.
I mean, Julian might, be suffering, but he's gonna be all right, And Dowser's got the whole situation at the house under control, and I'm sure Ella is going to manage everything just fine the way she does, and the Guardian is going to take care of everything.
Nemesis, be careful if you do visit, because you may not be able to return.
Why would you say that?
Because we're helping each other, and we wouldn't want her to be trapped with us.
Why would she be trapped with us, Henry?
In case the gate doesn't open again, in case I cannot cry on cue.
I don't know. You seem to be able to do it just fine last time. Are you saying you wouldn't cry to help Nemesis get back?
Maybe I would need Renosha again.
I mean, I will submit I will submit myself to the pain of the tear if you don't want to go through it again.
I know I'm more than happy. I was just concerned. I didn't want you to be trapped. It's a strange place.
Don't we need your tears to get back anyway?
Well, I'm willing to help with that. It's a painful tear.
Of course it is.
And it could be taxing on the soul, which is why I'm asking if Henry wants me to do it to send you guys back.
No. I'm more than happy to, miss.
If you want to.
Why don't you both do it? And I will keep one just in case we need it again.
I'm sure Henry can make more. I'm not giving you a drop of my blood to have and to hold.
Nemesis, it's for your own good, all right? It's so that we might help each other.
I do
have
trust
Henry.
what Miss Dahlia says.
You're not
Yes.
getting my blood.
I'll tell you what. If you offer me the tear, I will give you your boon.
Written in blood? Signed by the Abyss?
Within, of course, agreed upon terms, of course.
I hope you have a good lawyer then. Let's talk.
Excellent.
A tear for a major boon. But you don't like boons, which means I would have to need something. And what I need you to do with my boon in exchange for my tear is help Henry with whatever he needs in his pursuits.
No
matter what he asks.
That's way too open. Come on. Don't patronize me this way, all right? That's you and I both know that's ridiculous. That's plainly ridiculous, Nemesis. She says it in that condescending tone, like that's utterly absurd and ridiculous, and it's offensive. All right, so let's go ahead and be realistic here. All right, instead of the catch-all, anything he asks condition. All right, let's put some conditions on there, like any good lawyer would.
Well,
I was not born yesterday.
I would just simply gift my boon to Henry, but so he might come up for some good use for it.
Henry doesn't need it. He's got his own tears.
But for something else. Sure, Mr. Henry has plenty of work to do.
Something else. Okay, all right. Well, I don't need any secret deals being made behind my back either. All right, we will not be doing that. Henry, you will not be doing that.
No,
so let's go ahead and go back to the deal we were going to make, right? And this helps you too, all right? So let's go back to this shady anything he asked business, okay? Henry is a good boy, all right? And so
Henry, what is your most current goal in pursuit of your ancestry?
It's not one I can share, miss.
Well, I don't know what I want then. Well, I know what I want, but I also have to figure out something you're capable of doing.
Wow.
And
I'm
unless you
gonna
have
try not to be offended by that.
no,
Yeah.
it's just unless you have the sword of sin lying around, there's not really much you can do.
No sin, but
Are you
I have
saying
considerable knowledge of our abyssal territories, our dimensional plane there, and also I will have considerable power drawing from that place, which might assist you at some point.
Dahlia,
Nemesis?
if I may propose, we send you home. Henry is more than capable enough to do that. I will come by at a later date, and we can finish our conversation. And I will have figured out something I need.
Excellent. The tier, I will hold it in reserve.
We'll get the tier when I arrive.
I don't know. I feel like I need a down payment though, like something in reserve. I'm not gonna listen. I will swear, right, on the dark powers, right, not to use your tier until you arrive. How's that?
Oh, it's going to be a
Henry's
little...
going to actually raise his hand.
Henry,
There is one thing I could request if you were to agree with Dahlia that would help towards other things.
Henry,
If you could just require Dahlia to promise in exchange for the boon that they never create any kindred. That would be more than helpful for me.
that we never create any kindred.
You do not embrace anyone.
I feel like I could get behind that. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I could align with that.
So in exchange for my tier,
Yeah.
you don't embrace anyone. Ever. For the rest of eternity.
I feel like that could work. Yeah.
I'll draw it up.
Outstanding.
Unless there's more you want out of Nemesis. I'm gonna take you back. You spent some of the night there. So it kind of matches up with when it's supposed to be dark. And
time skips and everything.
Henry wanted to do the thing again. Where you're possessed by Ramnortia and suffer 2 stains.
Of course.
You cry a tear. Are you into degeneration yet? Are you into degeneration yet in your humanity?
On the edge.
Okay, on the edge.
Living on the edge.
Now I need everyone to do a not Dahlia and Henry. They kind of cheated their way out. I need the rest of you to do a rouse.
Damn it.
Cheating our way through life is how we do.
Hunger gain. Hunger gain. Maybe it's on top of all the panic and the fear and the fire from yesterday.
Indeed, everybody got hungry.
A little bit hungry.
What of an appetite?
No, they're all safe. Dahlia said so.
A little bit of beastly whisper in your mind. When you exit and come out, you still smell salt and the lingering smoke. You hear noises from upstairs. Just scuttling or people walking around in the debris. The double door is kind of bent a little bit. It's closed. But you can still see through. From outside, there are 10 people on the floor around the Guardian. They just seem to be sleeping. Some of them are firemen, policemen, others.
Are there only firemen and policemen?
Yes.
No carolers at all?
No.
The carolers are all gone.
Julian comes out of his room and he's more so leaning on his guiding cane than
Oh, yeah.
he is like.
Can I try to
You
get
do?
my last aggravated back?
You can do 3 rouse if you want to heal an act. Yes. And you also regain your willpower.
Do I? You know what? Why not? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. I think I'm fine.
Julian, want to do 3 rouses?
I'm at 3 hunger right now. It could be dangerous.
It's fine. You'll be okay.
We live for danger.
I think he would come out and he would just be like on his cane. Is it over? Is it over?
Did everyone
Dried
have a
blood all over.
good sleep? Guardian is again smiling from ear to ear.
Yes. Julian, are there any spiders nearby?
Spiders?
Kaya's little spies. Her people are here. We might as well give her notice.
I'm afraid to find out. I'm afraid to check. So hungry.
There are 10 people here. Some of them belong to Kaya, I assume, since she has the policeman.
It's a veritable feast.
You see Julian like kind of like licking his lips. He's like, He's gonna go over to one. And I think what he's gonna try to do is try and control himself. He's at 3 hunger. He's just gonna take a little bit, as much as he can without it being lethal. From this like one of the he's like spreading it out a little bit. He doesn't want to kill anybody.
You can take.
Is that possible? Or...
Definitely.
Okay.
You do get a stain though, because of your predator type.
That is true. I'm afraid to. I'll take it. I'll take the stain.
But you go back to 1. You're just slaking a little bit.
Yeah.
On the sleeping men and women.
And I'm gonna try and start. How many? We have a higher blood potency, so how many? Is it like 2 men to mount?
Yeah, but not for egg, but for the normal, yeah.
Oh, I see.
But it's 3 rouses for 1 egg.
3 rouses. You're gonna try and give it a go. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry.
You heal an aggravated damage.
Okay, he's just gonna take it slow. This is gonna be a long process, but he's just gonna. I'm gonna add my.
What Julian is feeding, what are the rest of you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for a spider. Because we have been under 24 like superstition. People are watching us, and suddenly there is nobody here watching us. So I'm just trying to find anything that is looking at us.
Drones.
A wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness. Fox.
Oh no.
I'll take him. That's a critical. Why
Oh
not?
no.
I can't even undo it because it's on the hunger thing.
You see a million spiders.
You do see a spider and a rat. Kind of outside the door. There's nothing in here. They're just sitting in the debris around the room outside. You also feel an immense frustration. A kind of self-inflicted pain almost. Really, really angry about how unprepared you were for this situation. And your beast is ridiculing you. And you get a stain for breaking your conviction. And at this moment you're just obsessed with the thought of perfection and going through this entire scenario over and over again until you can perfect it. That's Julia, and the house is taken care of. What is Dahlia doing?
Well, so I imagine that Dahlia needs to make a humanity check because she got a stain through all of that.
Oh, not yet. We'll do that at the end of the session.
Okay, all right. Well, she's pretty content that she's got a tear from Nemesis, or will have a tear from Nemesis if she hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah, you did get a tear and made a contract sound in your own blood. So you have a vial with a tear in. And the vial simply, or the contract simply states that you can no longer embrace anyone. Otherwise, you die.
Which is understandable and agreeable. That's perfectly fine. And she credits Henry for coming up with that very agreeable solution.
Henry, if you have any kind of willpower loss, add all of it. I know you're doing your ambition. It was quite a big move to head towards an ambition.
So we both benefited from that. And so she is going to basically prepare herself for going back through. She is going to be paying attention to, again, how to do these rituals because she intends to perform this in the future on a number of occasions for different reasons. So the more acclimated and knowledgeable she can get about opening doorways to the abyss, the happier she will be.
Ella?
Because that is part of her ambition too.
That is true. Do you have any ag willpower?
Oh no. It's all superficial.
Remind me what your ambition is. That's not the well, right?
No. I'm sorry, I don't know who we're talking
sorry,
to.
Dahlia, sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if I need to give your ambition is your well, right?
Yes. Which is going to involve certain gateways, as it were.
Yes, you can regain willpower for that. And
excellent.
Then I will move to Ella. Dahlia seems to be in a thinking mood. Dowser seems to be in a really hard thinking move and staring at a door. And if he could be fuming, he probably would. Julian is feeding. Henry we'll get to in a moment, but what is Ella doing?
I sent you a message because that might determine what she's about to do. Ella the storyteller.
I'll say figure it out if you dared.
Huh?
If you dared.
What?
There will be consequences, but it's possible.
Okay, she'll do it. She will find a secluded. Well, is there a secluded spot to?
Your own room.
She's like,
Your own room is the most secluded place there is.
Okay, so she's gonna invite the guardian back to her room.
The moment you kind of think of him, he appears.
Yeah, just waiver. I have a question for you.
Of course, mistress.
It seems this morning that I woke up a little more peckish than normal, which is completely beyond me.
None of the men and women out there are left-handed?
Are you?
I can be.
Would you be able or willing to help someone out, given what you had said previously about appreciating the lineage?
I'm here to help, always. Whatever you require.
Just something to take the edge off from what I woke up from. It was a long night.
He stretches out his arm and tilts his head at the same time.
And so she would go in and she would go to take what she needs to reduce her hunger by 1.
You go to 0. 0 hunger. and you feel an immense kind of guilt, remorse, with a splash of vengeance and just hatred.
Just venture things.
That feels like a lot of emotions at once.
The emotions of a fallen angel.
You feel powerful in this moment, but a little on edge. Should you choose to exercise any physical activities, things might have an unexpected outcome.
For how long?
I usually do resonances for the rest of the night unless you can change it.
Okie dokie.
Just so people have a chance to actually exploit it to hell. Your meat, you do your thing. Dahlia studying the gate. You can definitely open it again.
Amazing.
You remember the ritual. You have not made the gate, but you at least made this door.
Yeah.
You remember that from your past. Something you figured out in the 50s, apparently.
Of course.
Your meat, you feel a little bit better maybe from feeding, and also you have finally calmed down a bit. Maybe made half a plan. So this can never happen again. You have of course thought of, nuclear weapons and cannons on the house next time. So, you sit in your meeting room, had an experience and plenty of things to take care of. I'll leave the scene to you guys, and the Guardian will just sit here.
Well, that was exciting.
That was terrible.
Julian,
So-
darling, how are
still
you
like
doing? You looked positively awful earlier.
I've never experienced something like that before. That was horrible. And I recovered a little bit, but it still hurts.
Do you need any extra sustenance or?
I'm fine for now, thank you. I don't want to take any more from the unconscious men and women upstairs.
If
We
you
should
need
not hurt
things,
them.
I'm happy for you to feed. That will help.
Well, actually, I was going to offer that too, but Henry, yes, I appreciate your initiative.
Sorry, miss.
It's okay. It's all right. You're doing your best. So yes, I trust, Julian, that you are not in need of sustenance right now or any extra assistance, as it were.
I'll need more to heal, but I'm okay for now.
Well,
Thank
you can come to me and we can work on how we're going to do that. Okay? Because I don't know whether or not all of those options above us will be available. And then she's going to turn to Dowser and go, so how's our house?
Dowser will just see Dahlia turn to him and just be like, I still can't hear anything. If I'm gonna fix this, we will have other issues.
Henry will find pen and paper and pass it to Dowser.
Why would I need the paper? I can speak.
Henry will write down, sorry.
Dahlia pulls out a nice piece of paper and then writes in excellent handwriting, passes it over to Dowser. How's our house?
The basement's fine. Everything else isn't.
takes the paper back, writes the next question. What needs to happen to fix the rest of it?
Carpenters.
Could we not make it out of something flammable this time?
It was made out of something flammable. That's why it was on fire. Do you want it to be made out of something else?
How do we know they're not waiting outside for us? They know where we live now. They could be waiting for us to come out.
Well, if they are waiting, then perhaps Ella can convince them all that this was just a bad idea.
They
Tell them
burn
to
with
go
their
away.
words.
Yes?
I don't know. I don't know. Their very words and singing burns us. It burned me.
But they're
never
not
felt
singing
it.
now. Otherwise, you would hear them, correct?
Well, they could start at any moment.
So we should take their vocal cords.
I agree. Now, that's the kind of thinking we need around here. Ella, on point as always. Yes, go do that, please. yeah. Vocal cords removed. Yes.
Their 18th century or 1800s medical skills. We'll get on it.
I'm ready to help. Yeah. And so, maybe we can set up a clinic, right? Where we can do this for each one of them in turn. And they can pay us. It's a surgical procedure to help them.
Mm-hmm. I like that. This is a great idea. I don't think that it will go well for us, but it'll go better for us than them.
It would be better for them if we cured the contagion, the malady, as we used to call it, that has occurred in each of their throats. We are saving their lives. How about that for messaging? I feel like that would help, right? If we convince them that this was necessary.
The Guardian.
Do you think?
He asked, should I cage the mortals or send them on their way?
Caging is good, I feel like. Yeah. I mean, at least until we can convince them that this is all part of the plan.
Well, they're Kaya's people, aren't they? She'll be very cross if they don't come back.
Are any of them the people who are singing?
They all are, aren't they?
Asking the Guardians. I know you mentioned that there were police officers, firemen.
No, those ladies left before the fire department arrived.
If they went
Guardian.
during the day, though, how would she know that they went?
Come again?
If her individuals went out during the day, how would she be able to fact check if they went or not?
Who's
She
people?
can't check herself, right? You said it's Kaya's people?
I think the policemen are definitely Kaya's people. I don't know if she has the whole 991 or 911 system, but at least the police officers.
Oh, we don't want to trap them. We don't want to cage them. That might piss her off.
There's still people upstairs, by the way. It's a crime scene. Your house. When
Yeah.
you exit an unknown basement, people might be a little bit surprised.
Guardian. They're in our house now?
Yes, upstairs.
Okay. So you're gonna make sure we aren't discovered or anything, correct?
If they walk in here, I will take care of it. He points towards the people on the ground.
Excellent. And fantastic. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there. Okay, you had mentioned ladies. Yes, they were those singers. They were the carolers outside. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other information other than the fact that they identify as female?
They were wearing gray robes.
she's going to pull out another piece of paper and slide it across the dowser. Need cameras in the future.
Were there any symbols, any emblems on the robes, or just grey?
They seemed deliberately plain.
Are they hunters?
No. They are here for her. And he kind of nods towards the crypt. Why do you-
Did she
It
call?
would appear she has the ability to communicate with beings outside the crypt.
Well, we did not authorize any such contact with entities outside the crypt. It seems like a violation of terms.
I assume the seal that prevents her from doing that is faltering.
Do we have? Would one of the rituals we have? Would one of those strengthen it?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Dahlia strengthened the watches. Someone else has the ritual to do that.
Would you be clear about who has the ritual to do that?
Then the storyteller has to remember your rituals.
My
Everyone's a witness
ritual is to
machine.
give tattoos. If you want a tattoo, that's what I do.
The story
Amazing.
ritual. I can't.
I'm going to
remember,
take you
but
up on that at some point.
I
Yeah.
will find your rituals.
That's
After
right.
the session tonight, I'm going to we're
It,
gonna have ink therapy.
who has the ability of the psyche?
I've got physique.
I don't remember.
Someone has the psyche. Some auspics user has the psyche.
I've got corrosion, baby. Let's
The
go.
psych-
Poke
The psyche?
Julian.
Where do I find this?
Well, I think Julian has resilience.
It's on your character sheet under rituals. We all got to pick one, and then Chris gave us one. So I've got seal
It's-
liver right below
It's
that.
not.
I have ritual of resilience and blood walk. That's
Yeah.
what I got.
It's also on
Maybe.
the
It's
server.
probably me then, but it's not under my thingies.
Psyche. I think Henry has physique and Dahlia has servants. So yeah, it has to know. Ella has coercion. So yeah, it must be you. That was it.
Yeah, it's not on my
Nemesis has
sheet
it.
anywhere. I'm just saying.
Is it in your notes to storyteller on the Discord?
No. I don't think. Maybe there's so many things to read.
That's fine. That's fine. We know now who is responsible for doing the ritual. So Dahlia will then pull out another piece of paper and in very fine handwriting put it down. You need to do the ritual to silence the bitch in the basement. All right.
Okay.
She phoned outside without our permission. Brought the singers. You need to stop that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm glad to see that you're all fulfilling your purpose. And keeping my sister in her cage.
Guardian, thank you for the compliment. But I almost feel like your own purpose will cease to exist if we all cease to exist. And so
If you all cease to exist, there will be nothing binding me anymore.
yes.
But don't worry, I'm never going to let anything happen to you. As long as you stay here, you're fine.
Okay. All right. Because it felt like things were happening to us. I mean, Julian over there had an awful day sleep. You know, he nearly curled up and died on us a second time. So,
Yes, that is the power of the celestial.
I'm just thinking if that should happen to all of us, you know, it would be tragic, and then you would be free, and so you can see the dilemma here, the conflict of interest. So you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to work on a way to help mend, align our interests more, and that way, if anything should happen to all of us, something equally tragic might happen to you as well. So,
As you wish, mistress.
okay, I'm glad we have an understanding. Yeah. She just kind of subtly threatened in there.
What are we going to do about the 10 people?
They're all fire people and police people, correct?
People will know they're missing. They may
they
even
all-
know where they went.
Are they all dead?
No, they're perfectly alive. Some of them a bit drowsy, but alive.
So we make them forget about everything that happened, and then we send them on their way. Yeah.
Does anyone here have the power to do
She
that?
notices that Ella's nodding her head like, yes, this is what you do. You know, this is what one does.
Elementary 101. Can she do it?
Exactly,
No,
that's right.
but yes.
Yes, preserving the masquerade 101. This is what you do. So what happened last night was, and then, you know, XYZ, and we send them on their way, you know.
Someone wassailed too hard. They
Right.
threw them toast, and you know.
That's right. Swamp gas, light from Venus. You know, it was a long night and mass delusion. You know, and this is yeah. Ella understands. I mean, I don't see the problem here.
This is significantly less traumatic than shooting someone in the eardrum.
Right. Agreed. So we can take care of it, Julian, and no harm done. And probably less trauma, you know, for them, you know, if they just don't remember what actually occurred.
I agree. It's better
Yeah.
than killing them.
Absolutely. 100%. And less mess to clean up too.
So, Ella, how are you going to do this? Because I don't think you have forgetful mind.
Absolutely not.
Are you just going to talk to them and convince them of your story, or?
I can. Does anyone else have presents?
Not
All
something
right.
Henry's ever going to need.
The Toreador does not have presents.
Wow.
It's fine. You know, it's fine. Okay, I think she has the ability to give presents and, you know, just leave them in awe, but she also has the ability to dominate them. And I think that would be the best solution in this circumstance, to compel them to go away.
It's a lot of rouse chicks, though. 10 to be exact.
I'm at hunger 0, so, so as long as I don't get 5, I'm good.
You connect the Guardian to you with an IV drip. All right, here we go. Let's
Just
do
like-
this.
See,
Vampire centipede.
I have
It's
cloud
fine.
memory, but that only erases a small bit.
The last thing they remembered is opening the door
Yeah.
and collapsing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they were here. So wait a minute, we can make this work.
I have
So-
entrancement as well.
I'm sorry.
I have entrancement.
Perfect.
Just
So
entrancement.
yes, and so you will keep their attention focused on you, and I will cloud all of their memory of the last thing that they remember, which will just be things were on fire, and obviously the fire department put the fire out, as happens when a place is on fire. And then you can tell them the aftermath, you know, of, you know, we put the fire out, and thankfully nobody was hurt. They can all go home and write about it the next day in the paper.
I think that's what I'll do. I have
And
to do a
and
rough
since
check.
yeah, And since cloud memory is free, it doesn't cost me anything. I can just go ahead and do that for all of them.
Well, they're walking up one by one, and you can do your forget. That's the first thing they.
Yep.
Ella, even with your billions of dice halved, you would still have enough successes, so you don't have to roll if you don't. With your all, they seem confused, obviously, because the last thing they remember is standing on the street in front of the house. Now they're in the basement of said house, and you manage to misdirect them from the cages right behind them and things like that, and get them away from the door and upstairs and just kind of wander around befuddled.
Ella's leading them. Yeah. She's like, you know,
They're
you
We're
do your
alright.
thing.
walking and we're walking, and I'm an author. I have a book. Like, maybe we can have a book club meeting sometime.
Right.
When you come upstairs, there's a few people there. It seems like they're just closing down the scene and get ready to go home. It's about 5:30 in the evening.
They're all doing a great job.
And on the way home, and you kind of manage to send them all on their way, unless you want to do something with them while they're there.
No, I want them out. Get out of here.
Yep.
Dahlia says that they all did a great job and that we're grateful for their assistance.
Do you-
And
do you walk up with Ella?
well, she accompanies Ella. Yes?
A guy on the street, a policeman outside, he
Yeah.
looks at you,
Yeah.
then he motions towards his gun and his flashlight.
She's going to back up. Like, I seems hostile.
Ella
Uh,
doesn't flinch.
Well, the vision is kind of being blinded by Ella in your presence, but he calls out, "Delilah Grayson, come out with your hands in the air."
Do as she told.
I don't feel like it.
I don't wanna.
I don't feel compelled to do that.
Ella, you have complete control of the conversation right now if you want to. You're still in full glowy mode and glamour mode.
I don't think I will. Yeah.
She would invite him into the house.
Right.
He comes along. His hand is still on his gun, the other on his flashlight. And she's kind of trying to follow where Dahlia is headed back to with the flashlight. But he comes down with you guys. What do you intend to do with him?
Feed him to the Guardian.
We're on the same page.
Well, as soon as he enters through the steel doors, he collapses on the floor.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Darn. Dahlia, this one didn't die from you or me this time, but something's happened.
Yes. We
Do you know
should
who
set him
this
on
is?
fire.
I don't think we should do anything with fire after the night we've had, personally. Where self-preservation may be higher on my end than yours. I think that this individual may be missing now. And then would she be able to tell if he's like incapacitated or is he just TKO?
He's asleep.
Oh, he's just sleeping. He's sleeping.
Well, he had a bit of a rough landing, but he's asleep.
She's going to. Can she take his gun and completely unload it? She would completely unload it, take all the ammo out,
Yes.
and then she would put it back. Hopefully, she has gloves on, no fingerprints.
You don't leave fingerprints because you're not black.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine. So she's solid. Dahlia. Who the fuck is this?
I don't know who the fuck this is. Does she know who it is?
It says Officer Roberts on the badge, but you don't know.
You know what? I'm sure he's just very confused and he got me mixed up with somebody else. But if he came here like thinking I was here and that gets back.
Mm-hmm. Does he have a notepad? And do we have any chloroform in the house?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Why don't we just set him on fire?
Because we can set him free in a park with a note. We can put a little note that says the address unknown. We can set it up to look like you aren't known in this home or this location in his little note thing, his little notebook, and then we can set him free. We just have to figure out a way to put him to sleep further than he is, because I don't know what made him collapse in here, and where we might be out of chloroform. There might be something else he can inhale that will make him sleep for a little bit of time.
Okay. I like that as a plan A. As a plan B, if that doesn't work, we set him on fire.
We can also
the reason I'm suggesting this is because we just had a fire. He could have just been a casualty. Instead of no casualties, we have one casualty, which is understandable.
Alternatively, do we have any alcohol? Can we just put him outside and then call an ambulance to take him away? We can still put the thing in there, because the idea is that we don't want him to come back. Fire will help that, but it just means someone worse will come pick up where he left off. So if we can make it look like he didn't find anything, he will send that back to his hive wherever they are. Setting them on fire, albeit an option, is not something that I want to partake in.
Fine. Like I said, I'm good with, it sounds, as long as we can make it, as long as you can make it look convincing enough that, he didn't find anything, that he maybe drank too much. His blood alcohol level, oh wait, never mind. I don't even know if I know about that. I mean, I don't know if he will look like he's drunk too much or not. I mean, it's been quite some time since I had any alcohol, so yeah. But the point is, it's got to be. Your story has to work. This has to work. Whereas a fire, that solves itself. That basically there's no explanation required.
Well, do you have a history of being an arson or a firefighter? Because
no.
I have a history of being an author, so I think my story will work.
Oh, hey, as long as it works, that's all I'm saying. Is it needs to work. It needs to be convincing, and if it can be convincing, I'm backing your play. That's all.
All right.
Master Henry can make people disappear completely.
We could also feed him to the fish people.
I like that idea too, but see, a missing person arouses suspicion.
That's true.
A corpse that happens to be incinerated, that's just a casualty of fire.
Should we, where democracy is concerned, should we ask the others?
I think we should. I think they're both good plans. I just want to say that. I love your plan, and I'm just offering my plan as an alternative.
Oh, I think that your plan is efficient and sufficient. I'm just curious where the loose strings are. I don't want there to be more unraveled where our Dowser's home has already, well, there was an attempt to raise it, I guess, once. I don't want a second one.
Right, exactly. And so we know that there was a fire here. We know there was police and fire presence. He got too close, or he tried to run in for some reason. He was already here for another reason, and it was just, he ended up not finding anything. Nobody else found anything. Everybody was here. There's no reason to suspect anything happened here that he was even here for. It's just a tragedy, really.
Plan C, do we have any more cages left?
There are cages. There's nothing. Well, that's 2 corpses in one of them. But
again, the missing person type of thing, is just a.
Can it fit 3 though?
If people want to, can you give me a wits and technology as you're talking?
Oh no.
Difficulty 3.
Oh,
Oh no.
no.
Julian, that you as well with your auspics.
I'll take
gonna be
half and take
honest.
one success. It's fine.
He hasn't turned on his aspects yet. He's too
Fair
scared.
enough. Fair enough.
He thinks whoever those gray robed women
She
are,
passed
they're
that.
right outside.
Dahlia got 3 successes.
I'm gonna rouse. Okay, how many dice do I get to add to this?
Hunger gain. Yes.
Yeah. 3?
Sorry, my mind just blanked again.
2.
Yeah, two. Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to account for aspects. So yeah, no, just 2.
Okay. I'll take half and take 2 successes.
The difficulty is 3.
Oh, well, then I will not.
So yeah, wits, science plus 2.
Is it technology?
Yeah, sorry, technology. If it will work.
Let's see. Yes.
2. Well, Dahlia,
Yes.
you're a cake woman, are about to discover something. Even though your technological advancement started somewhere around, or stopped rather, somewhere around the steam engine.
She's picked up a lot of things, like people getting things from Amazon now.
on his chest.
It's the body cam.
You see a sort of a lens, then a green dot blinking, and it reminds you of those things that people have called cameras in the street that are supposed to record things in real time over something called the internet, which is apparently where the new Amazon lies. But you recognized it as a camera on his chest. And it seems to be on because you're so good at technology. You understand this.
Okay. Well then.
And the rest of the officers in here that you just let out had the same thing on their chest.
This is fine. This is fine. We didn't set them on fire, so we're fine. Is this live recorded? Like, she doesn't know. She's just looking at Dahlia like, what is your problem?
The masquerade.
Dahlia just goes quiet, hurts in the head, and then points. That's a camera.
Okay, so do we take it off? What do you want to do with it?
She is going to it's a reaction. She grabs it and just heel stomps it.
Yes. It doesn't blink anymore. Probably means it's out. It's also in 1,000 pieces.
Yes.
She just sees you curve, like, just like kicking him. Is that your plan D?
We are all right. Like it's so they all had cameras and they were all in here.
Uh-huh.
And whoever received the information from those cameras now has it, probably.
Okay. And there's like
And
20 people here. So like who are they going to record it, like send it to? The other 20 people in the town?
they all know we're here now.
What the? They just came down. They burned our buildings, part of it, and
We
still
had them in
we're fine.
cages.
What?
We had them in cages. Right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, our face is there, and it's like our face is on all of their cameras, but that's fine. We're beautiful.
We're beautiful. We're perfect.
At least it was
we are
us.
the moment.
You know, I don't. They came in, they saw, they left. I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Guardian, This is exactly the lapse of protection I'm talking about. Okay? That kind of shit should never have worked in here.
I suggest also learn some technomancy then. Yes, that is a word.
She's gonna put down technomancy on a piece of paper and hand it to Dowser in a very firm and fierce way, like hit it on his chest.
I don't know this word.
Okay, so we need to get rid of him.
Yes, we need to
and
get rid of
she's-
him. Yeah.
Is Julian and Henry looking at this? Because my plan, I think we're at plan E now, is to send him to the
Plan D, I think, is what it is. Yeah, which is basically Plan A by another name. I think. I don't know. The
We're
point
gonna write
is,
in his notebook. We're going to write in his notebook that he didn't find anything here because all of
Okay.
his comrades, they didn't find anything either. We can say you died. I don't care. And then we can send him to the asylum.
Henry would still be downstairs.
Yeah, it's all in the
Oh, in which case,
case room, the door.
who
You were in
controls
this,
the
Henry.
police?
You what?
Who controls the police? Is that Agnes?
Kaya.
Gaia.
Kaya. Just go and see Kaya, because
That was actually Plan E. That was what I was working on in my head. Yeah.
of course. Sir. Sorry, I interrupted you again. I'm sorry.
Henry, you're doing just fine. We're on the same page. You're I love where your head's at. So yeah, we're gonna have to go see Kaya to. Yeah.
This
Because
whole
if,
time I thought, oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
no, if we're being recorded this whole time, then everything we just said was on camera.
But is it go directly to them? Like, were they listening in at the same time, or is it like stored on the camera? Like, if you destroy the camera, it's gone.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody. I assume as a camera somebody was watching. I don't know. I'm just learning about this whole thing.
I am learning what you're
The
learning.
Amazon and the internet and cameras and things. I just know when the blinking green light is on, somebody else is watching. Maybe it was recorded, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'm worried.
But don't
Ella?
we have badges? Dahlia, didn't someone say they could get us badges for something?
I don't know. Did somebody say
That
that?
was the Malkavian, wasn't it? Or
And what are those badges for?
that was so we had credentials to go and talk to the FBI.
Okay, so couldn't that also be used to go destroy the rest of the cameras?
I think Kaya would probably be able to do that much easier. As Dahlia was about to say, sorry.
Yeah, I think Kaya is our best bet, as Henry has alluded to, and he and I, we're on the same page about that. I think whatever evidence has been transmitted needs to be destroyed or overwritten or whatever, just gotten rid of.
Julian still no ears on.
No ears on. He wandered off while this was going on, thinking they were going to take care of it, and he's like cleaning himself up because he has all this blood all over him. It came from his eyes and his ears, and he's just like at like a little sink, just kind of like doing that.
They hear heavy footsteps on the stair, slowly coming down, and then the door being pushed open with a flashlight that shines in, and Officer Vasquez is standing there and says, "I think you all need to come with me."
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about.
She looks down at the guy. "Don't worry, everything will be fine."
Let's go see her then.
He had a camera. I assume you knew that.
"I assume you didn't," and she smiles. Kindly, not flippantly.
Catching up, lots of wonderful little things you've got these days, just
They are. We have cars outside. And that is where we end the session. Because I have to go a little bit earlier today, unfortunately.
Oh God.
Oh no.
It feels like what we do in the shadows at the end.
Yes. Oh my
Oh, I'm a
lord.
wizard.
I can't hear what you're saying. What was that?
I love the getting rid of body conversations with you guys.
Right.
It's the funniest shit. How do we do this? We've been doing this for 300 years. How are we doing this?
know.
Even before that, when I went into France, I did my failure. I did say out loud, "Let's talk to Kaya. There must be spiders around here. She knows the police." Nobody heard that.
No, we heard it.
I think Julian was like,
this sounds like a good option. We're not doing it.
I think Julian said like he was too afraid to check or something like that because he didn't want to turn his ears back on.
People with stains will remorse.
Do we have to?
I feel remorse for my actions this day.
Remorse.
You
Yeah.
all pass.
I feel guilty with my bonus 1 dice.
Dahlia, can you collect remorse? Or is it the same thing?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm just worried it's not gonna.
There it is.
You all succeed. You delete your stains and feel bad about whatever it is you did.
We are terrible people.
Horrible
so
people.
awful. Yeah.
Communing
We're
with
just-
the abyss, letting
Yeah.
demons in,
Yeah.
this whole thing, and killing or feeding from healthy mortals. What are you doing?
Feeding from
Julia?
healthy mortals.
I was so
and-
hungry.
And I'm just mad I didn't have sprinklers set in the roof.
And being unprepared. Deva.
Being unprepared.
Shame on you.
We're bad
are
people and we should
bad.
feel bad.
You all succeed and you get your stains removed.